Hey Ish, Sam with Hornets.com. Congratulations. Welcome to the team. Just looking overall thoughts, why did you think the Hornets was a good fit for you? And then on obviously a more personal note, what does it feel like to be playing back in your hometown of Charlotte, or will be playing back in your hometown of Charlotte?
Yeah, Sam, I appreciate you, man. But honestly, man, we played against them last year, three different occasions. And the way they played, the young guys, the athletic ability, the speed they play with, the way they share the basketball and shoot the basketball, and then how they defend. It was, I'm telling you, even playing against them, it was fun to watch them play against other teams, scouting against them, and then now being on this side. And, you would like the pace and the speed that I play at. To me, I think it's a great fit. And then being home, it's home. Home is home, man. It's my 12th year in the league. Everybody knows, I know everybody around me, I think, is more excited than me. To me, it's like, let's get to work and let's, start something special. I remember from 88 to 98, we held the attendance record for 10 years straight. And it was something that, obviously we got in the way of, who got in the way of that was our owner, Michael Jordan. But I thought we had great teams, and you want to get back to that level of play. So, being home is great, but at the end of the day, you got a job to do, and we got to get some stuff done.
Thank you.
Go to Jonathan.
What's up, Ish? Was it at all a priority for you to get to Charlotte? And also, I hope you can hear me. And also, how do you fit in with the Hornets? How do you think you fit in with the Hornets?
Yeah, first question is, yeah, man, I want to be home. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I've been traveling. I've been well traveled all across the country. Y'all know that. I'm sure everybody's gonna mention in every game we play, every ESPN game, every game I hear, it's about like how many teams you've been on. I'm like, look, somebody like me, so look, eventually you're gonna have to say, yo, he could play in a year. But to me, I'm used to that. I'm not tripping about that. But to be home and to be a part of, something special, the team is growing, the people around here. So it's something that I'm excited about. My family is excited about. So yeah, it is something that I wanted to do. And the second part is, man, it's just the style of play, the pace, the flow, the unselfishness. It's really, to me, I think it should be a great fit. Like I said, on three different occasions, we played against these guys, and they were hard to guard. So, we got to keep that up and grow on it. And if we do that, then I think we should have a bright future. A great year this year, and it's a bright future with all the young guys here.
And also, do you at all keep in touch with your former rival, Jamie Skee?
Oh, that's my guy. Yeah, we best friends. That's my dude, man. We yeah, I talked to him the other day. So yeah, we keep in close contact. That's like my brother from another mother. So yeah, I talk to him all the time.
Let's go to Rod Boone and then Christos.
Hey, Ish, just wondering, what do you feel as a veteran that you can kind of help out with Lamelo? Obviously, he's the engine for this team. Knowing what you know about him and playing against him, how do you feel you kind of can help him with his growth?
Yeah, man. For me, I think leadership and growth and all that stuff is strategic. You build those relationships, and he's going to teach me a lot. He's going to show me a lot, and vice versa. But his skill, his ability to get guys open, like, I'm a true point guard. I love watching that. I love watching him play, love watching how he pushed the tempo, kicked the ball ahead. He plays with this joy about the game that anybody ever watching me, like, that's how, I love watching it and love playing the game. So for me, it's just, just seeing what he sees, talking to him. He's showing me some things. I'm showing him some things. And like I said, leadership is very strategic. Everybody thinks because you're older, you're supposed to be coming in and telling people what to do. I think it's a total opposite. I think, honestly, you have to sit and watch and kind of learn the flow and see how the thing's going. Know guys, know their temperament. And once you start figuring that out, and then you can come up to guys and start talking to them and start communicating with them, and vice versa. They could talk to you and tell you certain things. So I think the future is very, very bright for him. Like I said, he's very fun to watch, and he's a pass-first point guard, which, for me, everybody knows me. That's who I am.
And then also, you mentioned tempo, knowing to lead the way you do with the Hornets playing up tempo and fast. How tough is that to actually, I guess, defend and guard on the other side? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Rod, it's tough, man. I'm telling you, we played I don't know if y'all remember the third game for us to get the 8th seed. When I was in DC, when we played against them, they hit us with a wave. Like they were just moving the ball, hitting threes, getting to the paint. Like it was like, I remember one time talked to one of my coaches. I was like, they're playing at a pace that we can't keep up with. And that's hard to guard. Like, and what you have to do is just maintain that throughout the game. And then when it comes down to the last 3 or 4 minutes, you gotta, defend, you gotta possession basketball, get the right shots, and it's gotta be a strategic run in. But for the most part, when you wear teams down like that throughout the game, a lot of guys, they can't, it's no mas. They don't want to keep going. And you kind of, break their will in a sense of they get tired, you get easy layups, you get wide open shots, and they're very unselfish. Man, that's one thing I love about this team. They were very unselfish. They moved the basketball. And that says a lot about Coach Borrego, and that says a lot about the point guard and them guys as a team. Melo, just sharing the ball, moving the ball was very infectious, and everybody else fed off that.
Let's go to Christos and then Solarte.
Luis, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm fine. First of all, how you vision your role in the team on and off the floor next season, and also how excited you are about the talent in the future that the team has?
Yeah, so for me, man, been around this league 12 years, man, and you just kind of just do your thing, play your game. It's funny because you feel like you're getting a resurgence as you get older. Like a lot of people have kind of tapered off. Some people have consistently stayed the same. For me, if anybody has watched me these last 5-6 years, I've actually progressively gotten better with more and more opportunities. So for me, you come in, you push the tempo, you push the pace, and that second wave, people don't understand that second unit and that second wave has to be just as strong as the first wave. So when that first team comes back in the game, they're up 8, they're up 10, or you might have been down 6 and you got to take them up to another level. That's the pace that you have to play. You got to be the second unit's point guard and leader. And hopefully you guys play so well that the first unit don't have to come in until they can get some extra rest. So that's the role, and the role I've played over the last 5 and 6 years, playing the backup role, and that's the role that won't change here. And as far as the young guys, they just keep growing, man. Like I said, Charlotte's got a bright future. For me, from the outside looking in, now I'm in. It was fun to watch the drafting, the free agency pickups. Like I'm telling you, we're turning a corner, and it's a tribute to this organization. Just continue to push and put the right people in place, and now I know the fans are really, really excited about what's next and what's up and coming.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Solarte.
Hey, it's good to see you again. I'm one of the few people on this call that remember your high school days before you went to Wake. So
I remember.
we've been around a minute.
Yes,
You talk about 12 teams and the journey that you've been on, and you just talked about how you're going to be the leader of that second unit, but you're not coming in here to be a teacher. You're coming in here to be a player. I mean, is it hard to separate those two roles for yourself?
No, sir. Mike, you know me, I'm just coming in. And like I said, you're coming in to hoop. Like you're coming in. We saw, look, the great Skip Pross used to always tell me this: you don't criticize success, you analyze it. And so I say that to say, when you see that Atlanta Hawks team and you see those teams like the Knicks team that turn in that corner with young guys, but you sprinkle in veterans who are key pieces like Gallo and Lou, and the list goes on and on and on. That is, Phoenix did the same thing. You sprinkle in a Chris Paul, you sprinkle in Jay Crowder, you sprinkle in Torrey Craig, those guys with your young group. That's what we're trying to do here. And so you're coming in, and yes, you're helping out. Yes, you're talking, but you don't want to give too much. You want the guys to play and flow. And then you want to play and flow. Like that's the game. We're coming in here to try to win, and we're coming in here trying to win big. And so that's the role. And you can't, I think they hand in hand, and you can't do too much of talking and leadership and do different things like that. Some days in practice, you might not say nothing because the guys it's just a flow in practice. And some days you pull a guy to the side and be like, what did you see in this possession? But at the end of the day, you're playing and you're competing and you're trying to play at a high level.
And if I could just follow up on the leadership piece, there are a couple of guys brought in as free agents this year, the veteran presence that Coach Borrego says is needed with this young group. How loud does your voice have to be? Do you pick your spots? Does it need to be louder in when times are tough and you just talk about maybe not saying much at other times. I mean, you have to kind of pick your spots there.
Yeah, like it's strategic, man. I tell people all the time, like the loudest man in the room ain't always the rightest man in the room. You have to be very, very strategic, and you got to know your guys. Like you have to know, you got to get to know guys. You got to get to know guys' temperament. You got to know how you can get on them, and you got to know the moment of it. Sometimes it's a get on somebody, and sometimes they get on me to make you better. Y'all know last year I played with Russ. Man, I love Russ. Russ is going to push you to another level. But sometimes he's calm. It's all strategic on how you lead, and it's not always yelling, and it's not always quiet. And you got to get to know each guy so you can know how to get on them and how to talk to them and how to communicate. And they vice versa got to do the same. Just because I'm the veteran leadership and Miles Mason and Gordon and different guys have been it, like we all are learning from each other. That's what a team is. And freaking Terry been around the league just as long. So he's a vet. I know y'all think he's young. Like, so guys are still kind of, he done have more playoff experience than probably all of us, if you really think about it. So we're all kind of learning and growing, and we're going to do it together.
Welcome home, man.
I appreciate you.
Go to Christian.
Ish, welcome back, man. Two quick ones for you. How often have you talked to Lamelo, and what are those conversations like with him since you've signed here in Charlotte? And number two, we're just 24 miles away from Spectrum Center to Central Cabarrus High School. How many text messages from old teammates, teachers, people back home have you gotten since it's been announced that you're coming home?
Yeah, so I haven't talked to Melo yet. That's a conversation I want to have. But, for me, like, I ain't overbearing. I ain't the overbearing teammate to be like, hey, man, what's going on? Like, for me, like, I'm here. So I'm going to come up there. I talked to Gordon the other day. I'm going to get into the gym. We're going to start, getting work, working out and start talking to the guys and communicating with the guys, hanging out, because this is the time to kind of really grow that relationship. So when I get a chance to talk to him, it's going to probably be lighthearted because I like joking around and having fun just as much as I've heard he loved joking around and enjoying the game and enjoying life. And yeah, Central Cabarrus is not far. So I've gotten a lot of text messages. I most definitely have gotten a lot of text messages. Welcome home. But again, like you guys said, like we're here to like win, and this situation, and it's a job for us to really take this thing to the next level. And that's what I'm here for. And the good thing is this is not year 3 or year 4 for me. This is year 12. So I know how to be like, separate the two and know that we're here to get some things done and we're going to get it done. And so they can come to the game all they want. Just don't bug me.
Appreciate you.
Let's go to Danny for one question and then wrap up with Sam.
Ish, Danny Thompson with the 3-point conversion. Like everybody else, welcome back to Charlotte. And yes, like Solarte, I do remember your high school years as well too. Speaking of being back at home, when you mentioned the history of the Hornets back from 88 to 98, you mentioned the attendance. When you grew up in Cabarrus County, did you ever think at this moment you'd be playing for the hometown team that's 24 miles away from where you grew up at?
You know what? Danny, it's crazy, man. You really don't, I don't really think about nothing. Like for me, I think about that day. And so for it to come around full circle, I'm truly thankful. I thank the Lord every day for the position he's put me in to bless others. I hope when people watch me play, they get inspired, watch my journey, they get inspired. Because you've learned as I've gotten older that, you're inspiring others. It's not even about you anymore. So I hope that the people around here, they see that, and it has come around full circle. But for me, Danny, it's just been chopping away at the wood every year. So honestly, I haven't even thought about it, man. I just kind of been like just going and flowing with each year. And I think I have a time of reflection in year 20 when I'm done, because I got some young legs. But during that time, man, you just you stay grinding, you stay pushing, and you stay pressing. And then when you have that time of reflection, when it's all said and done.
Let's wrap up with Sam.
Hey, Ish, welcome home. 2 of the last 3 years, you've been on a playoff team, and with each of those squads, the year prior, they had not made the postseason. Is there a missing ingredient that you've discovered in your 12 years in the league that kind of makes that difference? And do you see it in the roster you're joining here in Charlotte?
Yeah. So those last 2 years, where 2 of those last 3 years, I hope it's a little different this year. In a sense where we're in a solid top 4 seed, top 5 seed. those two teams were battling and fighting and scrapping to get in. And we played really good basketball towards the end. But by the time you get to the end, you know, you're drained and you're playing the best team who's been playing consistently well the whole time. If you remember, we played Milwaukee when I was in Detroit. And then the year, then it was a hiatus when we were 9th seed when I was in DC. And then the next year we played against Philly. And people got to understand, like, when you're playing consistently well the whole year, towards that end of the year, you're just kind of getting rhythm, getting some consistency, and you're taking it to another level. And we weren't able to do that those last 2 out of 3 years because we were trying to battle to get in. So hopefully this year it's a situation where we're in a solid spot and we continue to get better throughout the year. But you just got to play with a different level and a different pace. You got to want it. You got to want to get in. It really is a situation where you want to get in. And you want to start off well and just stay consistent. Yes, you're going to have some tough moments and some tough times throughout the year. Can't get too high, can't get too low. But the key to a really good season and getting into those playoffs and be a strong threat in those playoffs is the consistency throughout the year and not getting too high, too low. And I think if we do that, then we'll put ourselves in a situation, a position to where we can make it to the playoffs and advance from the first round on. So, you know, it's a lot of high hopes that the city has. And you put that pressure on yourself and you go out there and get it done every day.